Company's grown hugely in the last 30 years. When we first started, we had a small shop in Erdington, and one of our problems was that in our industry everything comes in 5-metre lengths and our shop is only 4 metres wide. So if we ever wanted to try and turn a piece of rail around, we had to go out in the street, hold the traffic and turn it round outside. To see the sort of companies that we look after now, I couldn't have dreamt back then that we would have been in that sort of way. So, for instance, Thames Valley Police, Aston Martin, large numbers of companies now which are coming to Reynolds. We were a little bit stuck. We have always tried to invest in the best machinery we can afford and always looked after it and serviced it. And unfortunately, a piece of equipment that we have had for a long time, when we came to have this one repaired, unfortunately the company that looked after it had gone out of business, so we really were stuck. We looked into the industry to ask their opinions, and they suggested that we should just offshore production, which we really weren't comfortable doing. So we reached out to Made Smarter to see if there was any help and advice that they could do or give to us, and frankly they've come to our rescue on this project.
So Made Smarter has provided an opportunity for Reynolds Blinds to purchase a key piece of equipment. Without the Made Smarter support, it may have meant the manufacturing would have to go overseas. Not something we want to lose in the Birmingham area, never mind the West Midlands. So yeah, we provided support around different opportunities of how we could automate some processes, but the fundamental issue was this key piece of equipment. It'll automate processes, take away human error, upskill staff, so the grant funding will go a long way with helping towards the purchase of that.
The new machine is replacing an older machine, but the technology is head and shoulders above what we had before. It's going to be able to be integrated correctly into our computer systems, so that will reduce errors. It's going to be able to make blinds faster for us, so that increases our production. But most importantly, it's preserving at least 3 jobs in our factory, which would have been lost if it wasn't for the support that we've been given.
I think whatever your vision is in regards to growth and moving forward, or even if you've just got a pinch point in the business, what's really important is get in touch with Made Smarter, because you may think you might not be eligible, but actually this is a prime example of how we can look between those lines and think, well, actually we can make this an eligible project because it does automate. On first glance, you might not think your project is an automotive project, but it is, and it could work.
What was really helpful with Made Smarter was the help and advice from somebody who's outside of the industry looking in. We're a very small industry, a very cottage industry. I think 80% of companies in our industry employ 5 or less people. So as a result, finding experts that could help us within the industry is very tough. Being able to have the inputs, especially on the benefits versus the costs of new machinery that we were looking at, and to be able to run that through with people who are experienced in other industries outside of ours was hugely valuable to us in making the decision to invest and to continue manufacturing in Birmingham here in the UK.